I am 75 years old. If you saw my house or my bank account today, you would think I have won at life. I have built a successful business from nothing, survived bankruptcy, and even cheated death once on an operating table. But as I sit here today, looking at my wife's empty chair, I realize I am a failure. I spent 40 years building a future for us that she never got to see. I am making this video because you are believing a lie that is stealing your life right now. It is a lie I also believed until it was too late. If you stay with me until the end, I will tell you exactly why waiting until you have enough money is the most dangerous trap you will ever face. You do not have as much time as you think. When I was 42 years old, my world collapsed. I lost my business and I watched my bank account hit zero. I remember walking through my workshop and hearing nothing but the echo of my own footsteps. All of my workers were gone. Not one single person stayed to help me. I stood there alone, surrounded by empty machines and a mountain of debt that I knew I could not pay back in 10 lifetimes. I felt smaller than I ever had before. But then, the stress did more than just break my bank account. It broke my body. 3 years later, at the age of 45, I was diagnosed with a severe abdominal aortic aneurysm. It is a silent killer. One afternoon, I found myself being rushed into emergency surgery. As I lay on that cold operating table, staring at the bright, white lights of the ceiling, the world became very quiet. In those final seconds before the anesthesia took over, I did not think about the workers who left me. I did not think about the debt or the business. I only thought about my wife. I prayed for one more chance, not to be rich, but just to see her face again. I survived that day. I woke up with a long scar on my body and a terrifying fire in my heart to never be weak again. I promised to build a life of absolute security, a life where no debt or disaster could ever reach us again. But looking back now, I realize that I became so busy building that security that I forgot to actually live that life with her. After I recovered from that surgery at 45, I worked like a man possessed. The fear of being bankrupt again never left me. For the next 25 years, I built my business back, bigger and stronger than I ever imagined. I made millions of dollars. I bought the big house. I bought the luxury cars. I thought I was winning, but there was a price that I did not see. I was always one more deal away from being happy. I told my wife, just wait until I finish this next project. Then we will take that trip to Europe. I told her, just wait until we have this much in the bank. Then I will finally slow down. She was patient. She smiled and she waited for me. We had all the comfort in the world, but I was rarely there to enjoy it with her. I was always in the office or on a plane. I thought I was buying us a future, but I was actually spending our present. I was winning the game of money, but I did not realize that I was losing the only thing that can never be replaced: time with the person I loved. I was building a beautiful life, but I was too busy to actually live it. 5 years ago, at the age of 70, I finally decided it was time to stop. I had the money. I had the absolute security I had been chasing since I was 42. I walked into this house, looked at my wife, and I told her, it is time. We can finally go. We can finally start living. But life does not care about your plans. Life does not read your bank statements. Only 2 months after I retired, she was gone. It happened so fast that there was no time to say goodbye to the future we had planned. There was no trip to Europe. There was no sitting on the beach together. There was only a very quiet house and a lot of money that suddenly felt like a pile of worthless paper. I sat in this room, surrounded by expensive furniture and successful memories, and I realized a terrifying truth. I was a wealthy man in a cemetery. I had all the resources to be happy, but the only person who made those things matter was no longer here to share them. That is when the lie of tomorrow finally broke my heart. I spent decades preparing for a life that never happened, and in the process, I missed the life that was actually happening every single day right in front of me. I cannot change my past, but you still have time to change your future. Please, do not make the same mistake I made. I am not telling you to be irresponsible. I am a businessman, and I know that bills must be paid. But I am telling you that enough money is a moving target that you will never catch. If you keep waiting for the perfect bank balance to be happy, you will wait until your life is over. If you have to choose between 1 more hour at the office and 1 hour at the dinner table with your family, I beg you to choose the table. Your company will replace you in a week. Your family never will. Stop sacrificing the people who love you for a version of the future that is not guaranteed. Go home today and look at your wife, or your husband, or your children. Be present with them. Do not just be there physically while your mind is on your next deal. Take the trip now. Say the words now. Living intentionally is not about having everything. It is about realizing you already have what matters most. I am 75 years old, and I am on borrowed time. But you still have a choice. If this message reached your heart, please share it with someone who is working too hard and forgetting to live. Leave a comment below and tell me one thing you will do differently starting today. Subscribe to join me here on the porch, because I have more truths to share and I do not have much time left. Thank you for sitting with me today. Now, please, go and live your life while you still can.